Hello, this is Syrinxo. I'm going to try to give the quickest introduction to Virt-a-Mate that I possibly can, hopefully get in under 10 minutes. Alright, so assuming you've already downloaded the game and you have installed it, in your main game directory, let's do desktop mode because the main VAM.exe is going to open up VR. Now what we're going to do, I already have a key that I've put in, so I've got creator status. I highly recommend you do the same to unlock all the functionality. Definitely worth it in my opinion. So let's open a default scene. And you're going to see a single person and think, what can I do with this? How do I turn this into happy fun times? Well, you can animate it, you can add more people, you can download other people's scenes. I'm just going to run you through some of the basics of things you can change in your own scene and then show you how to get some of the assets that other people have made off the internet. Alright, so first let's turn on the UI and go to edit mode. It's pretty important. We can add an element, right? They're called atoms. So let's add a floor atom just so we can see what's going on. Okay, now she's not actually alone here. She has lights shining on her, as we can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to either press T or click toggle targets, and you can see everything in the scene. Alright, lights, camera, and the action. Alright, I'm not going to go through each and every one of these, but you can click on her main person node, use the gizmo to move her around, move her limbs, pose her, that sort of thing. Now, in terms of customization, we can do clothing, hair, skin, and morphs. Morphs are shapes, essentially. Somebody made this shape. They made her face look like that by tweaking morphs. Now, I'm going to turn off the targets because I want to be able to see what we're doing. Let's go and just give her a basic, of course we land on this page, but right, as you change the slider, it will change her look. All right. And of course, if you want to change her face, you go up to category, and there's so many different categories of morphs, and these are just the built-in ones. This is before you add other highly recommended morph packs that will enable all sorts of stuff, from elf ears and crazy animalistic kind of looks to just more realistic details that you might want to add. All right, make her face more of a heart shape. Make her face deeper, or less so. Now you'll notice that she's looking at me because customization isn't just about the look, clothing, hair, skin textures. All right, let's select a different skin just so you can see. Oh, let's check out one of the new ones by Ren. All right, now I could play with this for a while, give her different hair. Hair and clothing, just so you know the UI, click active only to see what she currently has on. Let's take off this hair and give her a new one. Turn off active only so we can see. Boop, this is one I downloaded. You can tell it's from a package because it's got the little box symbol right there. Alright, so she looks quite different now. I just customized the crap out of her in just a couple clicks. But let's look at plugins. Plugins add a lot of functionality, and these are things that the community has made, has scripted, and some of them are actually included in the base game now, such as MacGruber's Essentials and Timeline. Timeline is the keyframe animation tool that you're going to want to learn how to use if you want to make set animations. Right? It's seems a little complicated at first, but once you get to know it, it's not that bad. Keyframe animations are only one of 4 different ways of animating. You can also add forces. A force will act on a certain node. I'm just going to add a force. Where is it? It's probably up. Yep, there it is, up high. This is a force, and we can apply it to one of her nodes. Let's say her wrist. Alright, now just rotational force is being applied to her wrist. Let's apply some straight force. Little torque. We can turn the direction so it goes forward. We want it to rotate the different way. Right. Okay, so that's a cycle force. We can also add animation patterns. Animation patterns are essentially step-by-step animations just for a single node. You can layer them, add more on, make it really complex. I would probably just stick to timeline though, that's what I recommend. The fourth way is motion capture. If you have VR equipment, you can actually possess this person. The possess button is right there. You can possess a person and use your VR controllers and headset as motion capture devices. So those are the four main animations. So we got look, we got animation. Let's get into downloading new assets. Now there's a few different places you can download assets. There's Reddit, of course. You can go to Reddit and people will post stuff here on the VAM scenes sub. There's the hub, which is newer. I have a resource pulled up here already because the main hub probably will get this video kicked off YouTube, quite honestly. But you just download, when you find a resource, you download the var file. Download that and it should go to your add-on, your VAM add-on packages folder. That's where Virt-a-Mate looks for all the assets you download as a package. And it will identify what's in the package and put it where it should be. For example, this hair went into the hair folder, and I found it when I went and looked in hairs, right? If I want to change her look, well, go to Control 1, load look, and hey, we have the Denise look that I just had up here and downloaded, right? Here she is. So I can click this, and the new morph, the new skin, the new hair, the new clothes are now applied to this person atom. You saw there was an error, there might be some dependencies missing. You can hunt those down if you want. So that's new assets, and of course entirely new scenes, whole new scenes that people have constructed. You can find those. The hub is important, but the last one I want to point out is Discord, right? You get access to Discord through your Patreon subscription and access to the Virt-a-Mate server. So, oh look, there I am. Once you're here, there's a community of people who are always talking, always discussing things, always giving each other help, explaining stuff, bugs, making requests, right? I think this particular character is sexy. Can somebody make the Terminator from that, the third one? All right, screenshots as people post their works in progress, things like that, new ideas. And all these are links to assets, to resources, all these different channels in the VAM. And there's multiple servers too, related to VAM that different people have set up. So you can have quite a quite the array of things to download. It's just endless. And that's if you don't even want to make your own stuff, which is a dozen different rabbit holes that you could dive down if you wanted to. So that's basic customization, navigating around. By the way, this is right click and drag to rotate, mouse button, middle mouse button to pan. You can use WASD. And one key when you are doing morphs, just so everybody knows, if you think that a morph isn't strong enough, you can always click the plus range and it'll give you, oops, I'll do it to this one, the plus range, and it'll give you even more possibilities, right? So set that back to default. Just give you a bit more of a, oh heck, let's just go right on back to, you know, you love it. Let's make them super, super pointy, right? Add a little point. That's not enough. Click range, and you can do it even more, right? People forget that they're not limited by the numbers of a morph. You can just break it if you want to, okay? So anyway, those are some tips. Oh, one last tip. If you wanted to have good screenshots, make sure you have 3-point lighting and probably turn off scene lighting, or it will make her shadows glow. And that can be helpful and definitely useful in brightly lit scenes, like if you're outdoors and there's a lot of reflected light from other surfaces. But without ray tracing, I would recommend, if you have a scene that, you know, turning off the extra glow. A lot of people get in trouble with turning that up too much, and it just looks plastic and unrealistic. If you have any questions, hit me up on Discord. You'll see if I'm here. Or just ask in the help channel. Good luck, have fun, and I'll see you out there.